May I ask? Yes, it is, and I'm getting extra late. May I ask, what is your name?
Catherine Schuler from Runway the Real Way.
Catherine, you mentioned during the question and answer section that you do some events. Can you talk about it?
Yes, I started on a company last year called High Tech Moda, and High Tech Moda is fashion and technology. I teach at the Fashion Institute of Technology, but I teach plus sizes and kind of the outlying sizes of petites, big and tall, and plus. But I got bit by the sustainable bug a few years ago when I joined the Fair Trade Coalition. So I just realized that the fashion industry is the number 2 most toxic industry, and I wanted to do something about it. So I have a voice. I'm an influencer, and I decided to.
How big is your following?
I don't know because I
substantially. Do you have like famous people follow you?
Yeah, and they're Vogue follows me, and some of the other influencers who are coming up in the ranks. They call me the fashion fairy godmother. So,
how did you get them to follow you? What did you do?
Well, I just was in the business since polyester and Omar were the only designers. So I was one of the first plus size models in the 80s. And I think, being that kind of gatecrasher and that kind of innovator gives you the kind of, and I'm older and I represent the generation that was radical and fought the Vietnam War and isn't afraid to speak out, and I don't take a back seat. And obviously I broke through the prejudices of the fashion industry by telling everyone, look, the plus size woman is fashionable. She does deserve great clothes. There are 67 million women in the country, so let's do something about it. So slowly the industry started changing because the money was on the table.
As far as getting back to sustainability, like one of the things that I noticed nowadays, people no longer give their business cards, but they take a picture of their Instagram or Facebook on the phone and save paper, and you can put so many pictures in your phone rather than so many business cards in your pocket. And the other thing that I noticed during the Women History Months, a lot of awards no longer done on paper. In the past, people get awards like in a plaid and they put it in a wall, and very few people watch it. Nowadays, it's all electronic. So like when the award goes from my phone to your phone, and it goes instantaneously on the Instagram and Facebook, has all the links. So it's all that millions of people can see it instead of like few that visit actually your office. So there are a lot of sustainability nowadays in the fashion events that's coming. Do you think the artificial intelligence may be a moving force that can move the fashion towards the sustainability?
Absolutely, and I'm actually developing an app that you can buy the clothes right off the runway, so that there's no more lag. There's zero waste. The clothes can be custom made and sent to you, or they can have inventory and they know and they make the clothes up after you order them.
Recently, I have serviced one of the events of now my friends, but at that time I didn't know them. It was a couple, and they're in their 60s, 70s, and the guy was working for like many years, like 40 years, as the bus driver, and his wife was a teacher, and they saved and they purchased many properties, and they not poor by the retirement. And he had a chance a dream when he was younger to do fashion, to do runway, and to do like music. And now that he's 65 and he retired, all of a sudden he launched the fashion line for seniors. And I realized that this Tony King, and I was surprised. So many, the house was full. So all these people who came kind of pay the tickets. No, just thank you. All the folks kind of came to like buy the tickets, and they purchased the T-shirts, and they purchased the CDs and even cassettes. So it was very loyal customers because I was surprised for his fashion line. The average was like 80, maybe 90 years old. I saw people over 100 came to see to buy clothes, and they had tremendous budgets. The young kids, like 20 year old, if you tell them a little bit of money, they have no money. But the seniors, they do have money.
They also are becoming a lot more woke because they realize that, I mean, my parents did it with a lot less. And, I have 8 closets, and my mother was like, you don't wear half of this stuff. And I was like, she's right. And it wasn't because she's so sustainable. It's just like you have what you love and love what you have. So I've really, I've gotten more and more accustomed to, shopping with a conscience. And I created an event called Runway the Real Way. And it's all ages, sizes, shapes, genders, heights, ethnicities, persuasions, nationalities, binaries. It's the fashion diversity on the inclusive catwalk. And ages, I always have 2 or 3 style boomers, I call them, and they're in their 60s, and they rock it. And they're young enough and they're hip enough, and the audience sees them and really resonates with them.
I've seen a few. Like every fashion week is different, but this fashion week I seen the shows in the pool, swimming models in the water. I seen a variety of shows. One show really struck my attention was the show when they had the whole team as the I would say parents, grandparents, parents, and the kids. So they wear something that was cohesive throughout generations. So it was like it's like usually you would see kids dressed like American Girl, then the parents like Macy's, the grandparents like Nordstrom, and that was like, and there was like a one family. You can tell that this is sister and sister, this is husband and wife, the hairstyle, the look, the makeup throughout generations according to the age, but it's, you can see that this is a family. So when they did those Christmas pictures, it was really cool.
Wow, what's the name of them?
It's escaped my mind at the moment. But have you seen any? Like, do you think that this is a future to do family collections?
I'm thinking about it because when you do something like that and you put it on the runway, it yeah, I know. I was going to say I hope we still had enough light. That you actually send a message, and people get it. They'll start to see that the kids and you know what. I would not stop at just the family. I would put the dogs and the pets and everything on there.
But it was very difficult to see. Young kids usually shy to be on stage, and when they come with their hands, with their parents, they kind of get used to be on the runway versus like trying it on their own when so many strangers watch.
On the runway, and the runway should be authentic and it should be inclusive. So I think
it's a very wealthy family. So it's very expensive to do shoes and clothes and hats. Like it's basically a collection for the whole family. It's not like a. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Right here. You're gonna see it on my runway, from his mouth to my runway.
What is your social media? What is your Instagram?
It's Schuler Cat, because I'm Catherine Schuler, and it's Runway the Real Way, and my show is High Tech Moda, HITECHMODA.
Guys, take a look. Thank you.